night. I don't quite understand that, but okay, we'll go with it. Just such a bummer. So yeah, I can't see like clear letters, but it's okay. I can make stuff out. We'll get through it. It's gonna be a little wonky. All right, I'm all shared out. Yippee! All right, welcome in everybody. This is our kitchen pharmacy class. We are talking low FODMAP today. Fermentables, oleosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. These are short chain carbohydrates that may be poorly absorbed into the small intestines. It kind of connects to like the histamine foods we were talking about last week. And when that happens, a portion continues traveling through your gut, and two things happen. One is water. They can draw water into the gut, into the intestines. And then the other thing is that gut bacteria can ferment. So digestive symptoms can be incredibly confusing, right? Sometimes you eat something and you're bloated. Sometimes you're not bloated. Sometimes you're constipated. Sometimes you aren't constipated. Sometimes you are really not constipated. So these show up after eating foods that you've always been able to eat, just like my eyes today. One day, your eyes, you just can't see. Same thing with your gut. One day, you've been eating the same foods. You know, sometimes it might give you a little bit of a digestive disturbance, and then all of a sudden, you just can't eat it. You know, you get gas, you get, you get uncomfortable, you get sleepy, you get tired, all of these things happen, and you're like, what just happened? I could eat that XYZ food forever, and now I can't. So things like that, it just gets weird. Good morning, John. How are you today? So you may make a beautiful meal filled with like nourishing ingredients, and then all of a sudden you're uncomfortably bloated, you're constipated, you're running to the bathroom. Sometimes the foods involved are the last ones you expect to, right? Sometimes it's an apple, sometimes it's a pear. Garlic and onions, beans, lentils, wheat, milk, yogurt. All of a sudden, things don't agree with us any longer, right? You know that. You know, you've heard that. I heard that for years from my grandparents or my grandmother, my mom. You know, that doesn't agree with me anymore. And it's like, well, yeah, finally your system just says, I've had enough. I cannot eat this any longer. All right. So when these reactions keep happening, it's, you start to question like, okay, what do I need to do? How do I fix it? So before long, the list gets longer and longer and longer and longer, right? So what we do is, somebody somewhere came up with this approach when they figured out about these carbohydrates, and they said, okay, let's make a list of these and kind of take them out of your body, try and reset the gut, and then little by little reintroduce once your gut is feeling better, right? Temporarily reduce the specific group of foods that are bothering you, observe what happens, and then you methodically reintroduce them. So the reintroduction step is essential because many foods that contain FODMAPs are very nourishing foods like garlic and onions. You don't want to give them up completely, but hey, Evie, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Mel. Nice to see you. Oh, so happy to see everybody this morning. Oops. We are talking about low FODMAPs and leaky gut. We're going to talk about things, and I'm going to show you how to kind of, make food while you're going through it. Look at this. I want to show you our little package you can download from the recipes and resource vault. It's about 60 pages. So if you're going through gut crazy, this is going to be your Bible for a month. All right. So here's the thing, right? You're looking at things like garlic, onions, beans, lentils, whole grains, fruits, vegetables. All of these can be part of that FODMAPs group. And the real question is, whether it's a particular type or amount of fermentable carbohydrates are bothering you, or it's something different. And the only way you know that is you take it away and then you go and reintroduce very simply. Hey James, how's it going? Good morning, Heather. Thank you for my gifts. Thank you for my pretty gifts. Don't forget, guys, keep tapping. Love, blessings, all the love, all the things. And tapping, our little tapper, that's all free love. Free love. Okay, what foods do I have to stop eating? Becomes what can I learn about how my digestive system responds to different food? Because once you figure that out, you can start switching and changing and moving things around. Hey MZ, nice to see you. I'm in Alabama again supporting my dad after, and he had your t-shirt at his place. Oh, I'm so glad you got it. All right, so throughout this guide, we're gonna investigate questions. Which FODMAP family seems to affect me? Which ones do I tolerate well? Because it could be that not all of them, right? There's five groups: fermentables, oleosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. Weird names for things. Okay, how much can I comfortably eat? So you start to understand, once you start connecting to your body, that's when you feel it. So I'm thinking, how many people out there are actually having digestive issues? That's the question. I know there's a lot of us, right? Who's going through it? What do they say? Put a 1 in the chat if you're going through digestive issues. Hey Brenda, good morning. And you know, it's kind of difficult because the doctors will say to you, don't eat this. They'll give you a list, and then it's like they leave you high and dry, and you don't understand, you don't know what to do. Yeah, Mel. Thank you, Mel. I know you're not the only one in here that's going through digestive issues. So, okay, so we're gonna talk about it, right? So here for me, right, Brenda? Yeah, there it is. So here's how it looks for me for Kitchen Pharmacy. Chia water. What's KEW? I think anything, when you drink chia, I think it's excellent for you. So I think that's a great, it has, you know, the omega-3s, it has all the, what do you call it? It's got great fiber. I like chia. I do like, what do you call it? Oh my God, what is the word? Flaxseed. I like brown flax even more. Hi, California refugee. How are you? Thanks for the follow, Jen. Appreciate that. Yes, Jen. So you're going to learn a lot today. I'm going to try and, there's not a lot of cooking today. It's a lot of yapping, but we're going to get through a lot of it. And I want to show you how to infuse garlic oil, because for me, I know if I had to give up garlic, I'd want to know what to do to get that flavor. So we're going to talk about that today too. Oops, all right. Let's keep going. All right, so the Kitchen Pharmacy lens is meal size and timing. It's hydration and fiber intake, bowel regularity, and intestinal motility, meaning is everything moving in your intestines? And if it's not, how do we get it there through food without having all the bloat and uncomfortableness? Good morning, John. John, good morning. Nice to see you. And then stress, sleep, movement, very important, right? We hear that all the time. Hormonal changes, medications and supplements, how quickly you eat, how quickly do you eat, how well do you chew? Like, I know I grew up in a house where you just stuffed your face as fast as you could because you had to get away from the table, you know, really fast. That was my thing. Don't forget to put your heart beats in today. Don't forget to share out the live, tap, 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 all those fun things. How quickly you eat, how well you chew your food. Some people just swallow it and then they drink water right behind it to push it down. Think about that. Try and be aware when you're eating, because if you're doing that, you're not, digestion begins in your mouth. So if you're doing that, if for carbohydrates, for sure. So if you do that, you're already behind the 8 ball. Thank you, Brenda. The state of your nervous system while you're eating. Are you upset? Are you sad? Are you worried? Are you rushed? Are you aggravated? Are you annoyed? All of those things make a difference to digestion, all of them. So for this reason, we're gonna talk about, besides having an elimination diet or all of those things, I really wanna talk to you about other things. We're gonna explore like conventional digestive science alongside, the functional medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, herbal traditions, mind, body, nervous system connection. Because I think when you have all of those things, you really tap in to what your body should be eating. Remember, for me, it's all about food and healing. Yes, you can enjoy food, you can eat your cake, you could drink your wine, you could do all of those things. But in between, we have to calm our guts so that we feel well and stay healthy. I'm 62 this year. I feel great 90% of the time. So the rest of the time I'm kind of watching. I want to see, oh, this doesn't feel so good anymore when I eat it. I can't eat dairy as much as I want to anymore. I can't, there's certain things I can't eat. So I kind of bob and weave them into my diet when I really, really want them. No, I don't have my mic. I left it at work. I gotta get another one. All right. So most importantly, we bring the information back into the kitchen, right? I always say what we eat is what it determines. And thanks, Tyler. And then you're gonna build satisfying low FODMAP meals. You're gonna shop without becoming overwhelmed. Once we finish this, you're gonna have all of these tools to help you. You're gonna replace garlic and onion without sacrificing flavor. I just did this whole FODMAP for somebody who's going through digestive issues, and I gave them a whole list. They love truffles, they love curries, and I kind of weaved them into their diet so that they didn't have to feel like they were less than or didn't have something to eat, because you can still eat and love your food, but we just have to give it a little shift so that you can feel better. Support adequate nutrition. You're going to track some symptoms, and we're going to build a long-term personal food map for you. So let's continue. So we now know what those, I really need a whiteboard for these classes now. Let's talk about now, what are FODMAPs? So we talked about it, right? They're fermentables. These are they're a short chain carbohydrate that may be poorly absorbed in the small intestines. And then what happens, a portion continues traveling through your gut, and two things happen. One, some FODMAP carbohydrates attract water, right? So think about it. You're going through your gut, you're going through your small intestines, and all of a sudden, hey, Kimberly, you're attracting water into your gut, and extra water can move into the bowels. So now you know where I'm going, right? All of a sudden, everything's flowing really way too fast, right? Loose stools, diarrhea, you have this urgency, you have abdominal pressure, changes in your frequency, you're running to the bathroom. Those are the things we want to avoid, right? Gut bacteria can ferment FODMAPs. So now this is another way it happens. The carbohydrates that keep traveling eventually reach the trillions of microorganisms living in your intestines. And these microorganisms go, hey, hey, what are you doing here? And they start making your food bubble. It ferments, right? It ferments, it uses the fermentable carbohydrates as food. Hey, Jen, how's it going? And gas is produced, right? Smelly gas means you're not digesting your food. Airy gas that makes a lot of noise but doesn't smell, that means that you're not, don't want to feel bloated after each meal. Lisa, stick around. You're going to love the information that you hear today. We're talking about FODMAPs. That means you have too much yeast in your body. So keep that in your mind. If you have smelly gas, your food's not digesting. Sometimes you got to find out what that food is. Maybe you take it out of your diet, or you can try eating digestive enzymes. That might help a little bit. Now, these microorganisms, right? They're in your gut. Here come these short chain carbohydrates, and they go, ooh, something to eat. So they start eating it, and they use it as food, and that's what produces the gas there, right? And fermentation itself is completely normal. It does not mean that the food is toxic. It doesn't mean it's damaging your intestines. It's inherently inflammatory. It doesn't mean any of these things. It doesn't mean you should avoid it. The real issue is how your individual digestive system responds. Because think about this for a second. If you are an over worrier, if you are a person who easily gets hangry or easily gets worried or nervous, or your brain goes into crazy thoughts, some of these things affect how your gut sees and manages food. On one day it works, on another day it doesn't. You're worried, your stomach hurts, oh my God, I have a big test at school, or my job is stressing me out, or there's a person that's bothering me, my part, whatever the conversation is. Those things that kind of troubles your insides, and on that particular day you could have a problem, or another person could have significant bloating, visible distension where your stomach, my daughter, when she would get sick, she'd be like, oh look, I have a food baby, like, because her stomach would stick out, and she would know, I stress you out, well then move on, go see someone else, don't stay. Then you get abdominal pain, excess gas. You have loose stool, diarrhea, constipation. You have this urgency. These are the things that kind of say, my gut's not working. What do I do? And you have to kind of peel back. Take a step back, take a breath. Irritable bowel, IBS, because many people with IBS have increased sensitivity to what's happening inside their gut. If you start to peel back, kind of dive through the foods you're eating, you eat less multiple foods at a time. So say your dish contains, 8 different things and 4 spices. You might want to move that back and say, oh, we dipped to C5, huh? That's a bummer. I didn't even see that coming. Hold on, let me put our daily ranking up. All right. We only need 9 to keep a fragment, and we'll see what we need to get it. So just drop your heart, please, 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 please. Share the light, let it. Hey, Let's Nosh. Hi, Tiffy. Have a great day. Nice to see you. I love that cute little gift. All right. So, where were we? Good. Okay. So the gut. This is what I say. The gut's not a food processor, right? Thank you so much. Thank you, Kimberly. Thanks for my Fiesta accordion. Oh, we're going to move right through this. We're going to get right back up there today. All right. So it's tempting to picture digestion. Thank you, Heather. It's as simple, right? You eat food, you digest food, you eliminate waste. Nice job, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's easy to think of it that way, right? It's easy to think of it that way. But in reality, your digestive system contains muscles, nerves, immune cells, microorganisms, digestive secretions. He's so cute. Hormones, and it's a direct line to your brain. So there's a lot going on in your gut. So you want to be able to navigate that in a way that is supportive, clean, healthy, and you are, you're breaking down food. So your body has to do these things, right, with your food when you're digesting it. These are the choices. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it so much. So much. Thank you. Thanks for the fan cats, Kimberly, and thank you. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you so much. Now, here's what you need to do. You need to break down food mechanically, right? And produce digestive secretions. You want food to move through the gastrointestinal tract on time. Here's one of those things. I talk about this often. Sometimes when you are, and I really believe this, when you are MVP Kimberly, when you are having a gut issue, one of the things I tell clients or people that I talk to when we're trying to develop a meal plan for them is that you want to explore doing food combining. It's old school. Nobody really talks about it too much. I notice a lot, nobody really talks about it. And it's very important when you're having gut issues. Because if you do this, so let me explain how it works. There are, you have digestive enzymes in your body. Some start in your mouth, some start in your large intestine, small intestine, stomach, like they're all throughout the digestive tract. And one digestive enzyme can't release while another one is releasing. So when that happens, you have a digestive enzyme, hey Lisa, regular, right? So when you eat carbohydrates, they start digesting in your mouth. So think about a sandwich. A sandwich has if you're doing lettuce and tomato, it has vegetables. You're putting refined carbohydrates from the bread, and then you're putting meat, right? If you're eating, like, say, a turkey cheese sandwich with lettuce and tomato, you have 5 things there that your body has to figure out how to digest. One is a refined carbohydrate. One is meat, a processed meat, no less. Then you have lettuce and tomato. That's fruits and vegetables. And what's the other one? Hold on. Dairy. All of those have different digestive enzymes, and none of those enzymes get released all at the same time. So when you eat that sits, once it gets down to your gut and in your stomach, it sits inside your stomach and, for lack of a better word, putrefies. It takes longer to digest that because now, say, okay, your body says, oh, you're eating a sandwich, you take that first bite, oh, carbohydrates, okay, I'm putting them in, but now the meat, the dairy, the vegetables, and tomatoes are considered a fruit. They are not getting digested. Those enzymes do not get released. So now, by the time it gets to your stomach, the only thing that's begun is the carbs, is the processed carbohydrate. The meat's sitting there, the dairy's sitting there, and now you wonder why you're falling asleep at your desk. You're wondering why you're like, oh, this feels gross, right, Snickers? So think about that the next time you eat a sandwich and you feel pressure, bloating. It is, Mandy. It's very crazy to think about that. And nobody talks about that. It's sort of like, I want to take it one step further. You order, hey MJ, you order You order a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich in the morning, and you start your day out with a bacon, egg, and cheese. That's big in New York, right? You start with a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich in the morning, and you say, uh-oh, you got your refined carbohydrates from your roll. Then I take my sweater on and off all day long. Good morning, Harry. So what's the alternative? So Mandy, the alternative is you're not eating a sandwich. If you have stomach issues, the best thing you could do, you think of the 80-20 rule. When you're eating, you want to think like, when you look at your plate, if you're going to do a protein meal and you're going to have grilled chicken, well then that's grilled chicken and vegetables are going to be 80% of your plate, and that carbohydrate's going to be like 20% or less. That way you're going to help. Ideally, while you're going through this, you wait. You eat a banana first thing in the morning. You eat your fruit. You have your lemon water first thing in the morning. And then you want to have eggs and bacon. Well, then eat eggs and bacon without the toast. That stops. So let me tell you, I want to take this a step further because this is very interesting to me. When I heard that, I never paired toast and breads or carbs with my eggs ever again. So listen to this. This is gonna blow your mind, Mandy, if the sandwich got you. So any products you recommend? Yes, hold that thought for a second, Erica, and I will tell you. So we're going to talk a lot. That's what we're doing today. This is about the low FODMAP diet. In my recipe vault, my recipes and resource vault, you get this whole 57-page packets in there, and it will help you. And we're going to go through all of this today over the next 2 hours. If you're working, you can listen. So if you've not been here before, you're just getting to know me. My name is Chef Liz. I started the organic food movement 2 years ago. I am 62. 40 years ago, I started deep diving into the world of food and healing. And I have been a professional. I graduated from a second generation of vegan chefs out of New York from Anne-Marie Colbin's school. She was my mentor, and food and healing was really, she started a cooking school about food and healing. And I studied with her, and then I just went on with my career, always thinking about food, the relationship of food and healing. Two years ago, I came on socials and just started teaching what I know. I just am here teaching what I know. And we've been here for 2 years. We've got thousands of followers, and we're all feeling better. One step at a time, one ingredient at a time. So on top of all of it, we talk about this. A bit over 40, thanks, Mandy. Her name is Anne-Marie Colbin. She has since passed away. She has quite a few books out. A-N-N-E, Anne-Marie. Thank you, Erica. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, now, before, I want you to hold your thoughts. If I forget, after I finish this thought about the egg and cheese sandwich, remind me about what you asked me about product. Let me run in here and see. I'll grab it. Okay, so sorry, I just wanted to grab this so you have it here. So you take your sandwich, right? You eat that egg and cheese sandwich first thing in the morning. You've already offset your gut for the day. But what happens is when that food lands in your gut and it can't digest, all of a sudden it produces free radicals that scratch the arterial lining of the walls of your arteries. And then what does the body do? It produces cholesterol to heal those free radicals. You see where I'm going? Once that happens, if you continue eating that way over and over and over time, all of a sudden your arteries are getting clogged because your body is trying to heal all of that putrefying food in your gut by, sending out, hey, Lauren. Oh, you're gonna love this. We're doing FODMAPs today. And the cholesterol is sort of like your arterial walls are being scratched by free radicals, and then you're producing all of this cholesterol, and you think that you're doing, all of a sudden cholesterol is bad, but it really is protecting you. But then it protects you so much that it clogs your arteries even more. So keep that in mind. And the simple thing you have to do is remove toast. Eat those eggs, eat that bacon, eat that sausage on its own. Eat some fruit a half an hour before, and if you really need the toast, have it by itself with a cup of tea or whatever an hour later. Give your body a chance to release those enzymes to break down that meat before you put the bread in there, and then all digestion stops. That's gonna help. Just that changing that one little thing can really make a difference. Thank you for the repost. I really appreciate all your love today, everybody. All right, now your question. While you're figuring it out, I love Enzymatica, this company. I love them. Love, 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 love them. They do all different types of digestive enzymes. They are fabulous. And honestly, I have to tell you, when I invite people over for dinner, I always have a jar of enzymes around, because people are like, oh my God, your food was so delicious, but I'm really, really full. And then I'm like, oh, I got some enzymes. Do you want some enzymes? And they really help. If you are going through digestive, is it because your body doesn't know how to break bread down? Erica, can we take a picture? Of course you can. What about freshly milled breads? I don't think it's not that. Thank you so much. Thank you for that gift, June. It's not that. Let's rewind for a second. Your body produces digestive enzymes throughout the digestive tract. Your mouth, your intestines, your gut, your stomach, all of that. Your body's producing different enzymes, break down different foods. So to not cause blood sugar spikes, eat fiber first, then protein, then carbs. Yeah, yes, but that's not the conversation today. We're talking about FODMAPs, so yes, that's important for sure. But what I'm saying to you guys is it's not the type of carbohydrate that's affecting this. It's that the idea that you're combining the different foods that have different digestive enzymes. They will not release, the enzymes will not release in your body all at once. They only release one at a time. So when you eat all of these foods together, your body can't figure it out. So the food takes longer to digest in your system. God, my nose is so itchy. I'm so sorry, guys. Good morning, Pri. And that is the cause of, one of the causes of why your stomach could be all out of whack. Make sense? Lauren, does that sound right to you? I mean, I am simplifying this so much to make it easier for us. So freshly milled bread is great, but you want to eat it outside of meat. You want to eat it outside. You don't want to. Sandwiches are really not healthy for us, unfortunately. I know they're so good. And yes, let me give you a picture. Hold on. I have to just. Here. This is their Digest Complete, but they have one for dairy. They have a huge line of all different. Do I have that backwards? Do I have this right? Oh, there we go. Is that better? Oh yeah, now it's better. Here you go. There you go. Do you guys want a picture too? All right. Wait, I'm gonna come back. I gotta scroll back up. What did you say, Lauren? Well, with SIBO, there is an overgrowth of bad, the inheritance good bacteria produce thousands. The need for digestive enzymes is because we produce less as we age or any other factor. No, the need for a digestive, so I'm a vegetarian. All right, Barbara, you can do that. Hold on, thank you. I want to make sure. So, right, so overgrowth of bad and the inherent good bacteria produce thousands of enzymes. Yes, but we're talking about that, but this was like a little side. We just kind of veered off, Lauren, about food combining and making it a little bit easier on the gut and sort of talking about, over time, the gut breaks down when we're constantly, and your digestive system gets out of whack over time when we're constantly overtaxing it with things that don't break down at the same time. Lauren is like my resident fact checker when it comes to all things food and healing. She has the science that I don't have. When good bacteria is crowded out, we can't break down foods like normal. Correct. That's with SIBO, right? Right. That's specific to SIBO. And then when you came in, we were talking about. I had brought up the fact of the idea of food combining, because digestion starts in your mouth for carbohydrates, and then as you go through the digestive tract, different enzymes are released in the body at the same time. It can't be released in the body at the same time. So if you're eating a sandwich, okay, the body says, oh, I am, breaking down carbohydrates, but then the meat sits and gets putrefied in your system because while you're releasing enzymes to break down carbs, it can't release the enzymes to break down meats. Snickers, it just could be that maybe you're eating too much. Maybe there's something you have an allergy to. Maybe your gut's just a little sensitive. Maybe change the brand. You have an answer, Lauren, to Snickers. Why do digestive enzymes make me nauseous sometimes? That what is that stuff called? Axamacin. When you don't have any of that in your body and you go and take it in, that will make you nauseous too. Where is that? The Ultraflora Healthy Weight with Akkermansia. The gases produced by bad bacteria actually slow gastric emptying. There you go. If you take out SIBO and bad bacteria and we just look at digestion of, let's just say, a sandwich, right? I am correct in saying you're not releasing all those digestive enzymes all at the same time? Too acidic. Hi, honey. Mary Love! It is so nice to see you. Yes. All right. There we go. So let's go back. So kind of what, just so that I'm not confusing everybody. Hey, Sue, nice to see you. So that I'm not confusing everybody, we're talking about two separate things. Low-FODMAP diet is more about, balancing the microbiomes in your gut, so that like something like a SIBO, which is what Lauren was just talking about, where your good bacteria is overgrowing and fermenting, or it might not be fermenting. Something's the gases are produced by bad bacteria, and that actually slows your gut. It's like this. It's back. Ugh, my brain is moving too fast, Lauren. Woo! I love that you guys are keeping the chat rolling today. It's just going very, very quickly. Okay, that's why two people can eat exactly the same meal and feel completely different afterward. It takes 30 minutes from the start of eating to fully release the enzymes. See? That's a really good point. So think about that for a second, and let's go back to our sandwich example. You eat that sandwich, you've got 4 different things that need to be digested at once. Only one thing can happen at a time, and it takes 30 minutes to fully release all the enzymes that breaks down each thing. So if you look at the idea that you cannot release enzymes in your body to break down. So if you have 15 minutes, good luck. So that means, so if you have gut issues, the idea would be make sure maybe you're doing, you do like a turkey roll up. You take lettuce, you put your turkey in there, you make a salad, maybe you add a 1/4 cup of quinoa just to get some good healthy carbs in there. And then you save that bread for a snack later with maybe, I don't know, a little peanut butter, or you do hummus and cucumbers for your carbs. But you have to be in rest and digest mode with nervous system too. Yes. Yeah, we actually started talking about that. The nervous system, like how fast are you eating? Are you chewing your food? Are you calm when you're eating? Are you present when you're eating? All of these things, especially for my IBS people, when you are feeling that and you are vibrating on a high level, or you're upset or you're anxious, the best thing you can do is perhaps drink a cup of lemon balm tea to bring your nervous system down a little bit before you start eating. That is a huge help to calm your gut before you start eating. It's gonna really make a difference. Thank you for all that love. I'm really appreciating all of it today. This is why blaming one single food for every symptom doesn't work, right? It can send you in the wrong direction. You want to do what you want to do when you're looking at this, and this is how FODMAP helps. It kind of takes away those short chain carbohydrates and reintroduces them slowly so that you can kind of nail down what's actually the trigger. So the gut-brain connection, let's talk about that for a minute. Your gut and brain are in a constant two-way connection. And through what's called the gut-brain axis. And your gastrointestinal tract has its own nervous system, nerve network. And it's called the enteric nervous system. And it helps regulate movement, secretion, and blood flow. This is a lot of science, but you'll get where I'm going for a minute. And that's why digestive function can change, right? During stress, fear, anxiety, excitement or grief, poor sleep, travel, or major life changes. That's a lot of stuff that your gut has to handle. Exactly, when rest digest doesn't happen, the gallbladder stays contracted and backed up with bile. Amazing. IBS folks, pay attention. For anybody that has a nervous stomach, pay attention. Think about all the things we just talked about. Stress, fear, anxiety, excitement, or grief, right? We always talk about this. Stress, whether it's exercise-related stress or you're having a fight with your husband or boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, the store clerk, the body reads stress the same way. So you have to pay attention to your body and understand, oh gosh, that's me. Exactly. So, but the best part about that, Snickers, is once you identify things like this, once you understand it, it is a lot easier to heal, right? That's the connection. I want us to learn that, food and healing, that connection becomes Oh my God, Lauren's got all the science, which I love. Like I'm yapping away and you are pushing out the science. What a team. I love that. So this is what, these are the things that we need to understand, right? So think about how quickly digestion responds when someone gets nervous, right? Some people lose their appetite instantly. Others suddenly need a bathroom. Someone else feels nauseated or gets a knot in their stomach. Those sensations show you just how closely the nervous system and gut communicate, right? Think about this. What happens? You're sad, you have an argument, you feel sick you're just so upset, or somebody gets you upset, or there's something you're worried about, and it's like you just can't eat at all. And then an hour later, you're ravenously hungry and you want to stuff your pie hole with whatever you can find. Anybody go through that? That's how it works for me. That's my nervous stomach. I might be nervous, I might get upset, I get stressed, I don't want to eat. I can't think about food. An hour later, I'm like, feed me, Seymour, feed me. All of a sudden, I just don't know what to do with myself. And that's anything, a sadness, anger, it doesn't matter, whatever the emotion is. So when you connect to that, it's like, okay, I know this is happening, so now I can fix it. Now I can look at it and say, okay, I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna take a breath. I'm gonna breathe a little deeper. I'm gonna, write in my journal. Is it gonna happen all that way all the time? No. But at least little by little, it's just like that. Excuse me, when you go through, when you're trying to change your kitchen from, when you're trying to change your... Good morning, Felicia. How are you? We have a pinned comment. I can't see it. All right, I guess it doesn't matter. Thanks, guys. I have the best moderators ever. Casey Ann, good morning. I didn't even see you come in. Thanks, Pri. All right, so this is especially for my IBS peeps. Some people with IBS experience that visceral hyperactivity, hypersensitivity, meaning that the nerves around their internal organs respond more strongly to, normal stretching or movement. And then gas that another person can barely notice may feel extremely uncomfortable. So that doesn't mean the symptoms are imaginary. It just means the sensations are real, right? Like so for IBS, it's real what's happening to you. Your body is just so connected to your nervous system within the gut that is where your body decides it's going to respond to anxiety and stress. And it's very different for each person. You just don't know which way your body's gonna go. I'm so sorry, my nose is so itchy, and I really believe it's the EMFs, because whenever I get on a live, my nose becomes very itchy. I don't know if it's, I don't know. I can't figure it out, but that's why my nose is red and itchy. It's so weird. Okay, hi June, thanks for all the shares. So when food fear enters the picture, so repeated digestive symptoms can change your relationship with food, right? Here's the cycle that develops. A meal causes uncomfortable symptoms. You become worried about eating that food again. Then more food becomes associated with the symptoms. Then the meal becomes increasingly restrictive. Then anxiety around eating increases. Then your nervous system becomes more vigilant about digestive sensations. And then normal sensations start to feel threatening. And then even more food gets removed. You see how that cycle starts to freak us out? So this is one reason the structured FODMAP process helps so much because instead of endlessly guessing, it gives you a beginning. It helps a testing period and then a path back to food expansion. You know, a lot of people say, oh my God, FODMAP, I heard about that. It's so restrictive. I'm never going to be able to eat my favorite foods again. It is really not about that. It is really just about you are having I just went through that, but 4 massive hernias were found. Oh, well, that'll do it. That'll do it. But see, now you're correcting that and you feel bad. I always feel sick before you eat. When are you sick before? I need to know. When I ate before my hernias were removed. Oh, okay, yes, I know. I actually stopped eating a quick snack at work. It was cheese sticks. I felt gross. Weird you're talking about this. See how that works? It's, you know, our bodies are so freaking smart. And when we tune into our bodies, they know exactly I've told this story many times. When I first went to cooking school, Anne-Marie Colbin, I was one of 8 people in our night class. I was working in the garment industry at the time, and I was taking night classes in Manhattan at the Natural Gourmet Institute for Food and Healing. It's now been absorbed into another school, but Anne-Marie has since passed, but if I think about consequential people in my life, she could be number 1, actually. I'm gonna cry. Anyway, we were in a class and she was talking about food cravings, and at the time I had been vegan for almost 7 years. I was really on a path to heal my own space. I was a wild 20-year-old doing many debauchery, all kinds of crazy, like I was just wild. And I was eating very poorly. I just wasn't well. And in 1983 in college, I guess I could say this, but I drank myself out of Oneonta in 1982 and then wound up at FIT in 1983. And I was going to school in Manhattan, working, and then I decided to go to cooking school a few years later, still working in the garment industry. But I had gotten to be vegan. I was listening to Gary Knoll on the radio. He was a real big health food guru. He also changed my life in terms of food and healing. And then, thank you. And then I'm sitting in Anne-Marie Colbin's class, and she said, okay, everybody close your eyes. And she was talking about what cravings meant. What were you missing in your diet? Now, in the beginning, I would say, when I was first learning, this is what I called, this is my name. I was a French fry vegetarian. Anybody that has a 13-year-old or 14-year-old knows what I'm talking about. Pasta, French fries, pasta and French fries, and tomatoes and cucumbers. I was a French fry vegetarian. I didn't understand it. I was learning. I was desperate for information. Now, there was no internet, and the Encyclopedia Britannica didn't have food information in it, right? So I was reading every single book I could get my hands on. And if you looked at my library, I have over 200 books on food and healing that I have read more than 3 times each. And I'm constantly going back, constantly learning something. Hence why I can get these kind of packets together in layman's term, because I don't have the science. I like to understand it from street smarts. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean by that? Lauren is I know a Dorito vegan. Exactly, you get it, exactly. Right? French fry vegetarian, they don't have the science, they don't have the nutrition information, and you're just lost. So I'm sitting in Anne-Marie Colbin's class, and she says, okay, class, close your eyes. There's only 8 of us. And we close our eyes, and she says, Don't think about anything. The first thing that comes to your mind, just say it. Now, mind you, I've been a vegan for a while now. And she goes, okay, if you could eat anything you wanted, anything at all that you wanted to eat right in this moment, what would it be? And I went, cheeseburger and a beer, because I hadn't had that in forever. And that night I met my friends in the city and I had a burger and a beer. I don't know how, I was in my late 20s, I guess, at that point. And I was like, oh my God, I was so happy for like 3 days. I was walking on air. It felt so good. Now, my blood type is, is meant to be vegetarian, but you can have meats and stuff. But it was that I was missing that really good B vitamins, right? Because vegans, if you're not eating tempeh or supplementing B12, you're not getting any. So you need that. You need that essential vitamin, nutrient to feel good, right? And have energy. But my point being is that your gut and how you feel is so determined by the food that you put in your body. So when you have IBS, when you have depression, when you're not feeling good, when you have all these upset stomachs, if you have a lot of trauma, blah, 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 all the things, right? And you're eating processed foods, or you're eating Doritos, or you're a French fry vegetarian, or you're not really paying attention to the fuel you're putting in your body, which is the beverages we drink, the foods that we eat, the supplements we take, all of those things, we don't realize how seriously they affect our body. And I tell my daughter all the time, you're in your 20s, enjoy it now, because when you hit 30, it's no more Sugar Mountain. You gotta get serious about what you're putting in your body. Otherwise, by the time you get here to 62, I say this all the time to the owner of my store, Jeff, who you guys have met a couple of times. He'll pop on here. We don't feel good sometimes at 62, right? Our bodies ache. Like I just did that, the catering gig over the weekend that you guys were at. And it took me 3 days to recover. 3 days from fatigue, sore, just, it's a lot. The energy that goes out to a gig like that. I can't imagine if I wasn't eating the way that I eat and the foods that I take and the supplements that I take. I can't imagine what it's like for people who don't have the information to be able to feed themselves, to heal, to keep strong. And we are really in a bad place in our country in terms of, I think we're getting better for sure. I like what's happening with our food culture now. I think we're paying a lot more attention. We have a tremendous amount of work to do, but we're getting there, right? We're getting there. Slow and steady wins that race, right? But so anyway, so that's what I would say to you guys. Hold on, I wanna see if I can. I read something, and I don't know if you guys can help me do this. I might tell my mods first. I'll tell you guys this later. Never mind. Don't ever stop eating meat. Your body requires the amino acids and protein to brain function. Stan, I don't promote not eating things except for overly processed foods. And I also want to add a caveat to what you're saying. Different blood types, and this is my opinion, and there is some science to back it up, but some blood types do better on a more vegetarian, more plant-based, heavy plant-based, lower meat. They're not saying take it all out. They're just saying, and some blood types, like blood type O, does much better heavier meats. You could see, yes. So that's my point. I don't ever so my food philosophy, and we can go through this because it's a good point what you're saying. I don't want people to walk away going, oh my God, I don't eat it. I'm not saying no, but for people with gut issues, for people with different blood types, there's certain ways to navigate eating certain foods that are going to make you feel better, right? June, exactly. Right? So if you have gut issues, to separate eating meats and carbohydrates, especially if they're refined in any way, it's much better to separate them because your body's going to do better digesting, breaking down, which is in turn going to help your gut. That's what I'm promoting. So what I say in my food philosophy for the organic food movement is this. You need to know what your ancestry is. Are you Eastern European? Are you Middle Eastern? Are you Asian? What's your culture? Where do your grandparents come from? Your aunties, your uncles? Where's your family from? Where does your, how they do that, the swab, and you find out all the different things. When you know that, it sort of helps, because the Asian culture does not do well with dairy as a whole. Not for any other reason, but it's not part of their cultural foods. So when Asian people come to America or grew up, even if you were born, raised 4 generations, your body is always going to have that issue with dairy on some ancestral level. It's my food philosophy. I'm not calling people out on any level. I'm not, please take this from where it's coming. Do you think fish is a better option? I know there's a lot of mercury and stuff. Hold that thought for a second. Then I look at what did you grow up with? What's your comfort foods that you grew up with? In my house, it was pasta and Italian bread and butter, right? It was, things like that. For some people, it's, I don't know, creamy foods, crunchy foods, whatever it is, fried foods, whatever it is. Now I say, take that food and clean it up. Make it organic. Take the seed oils out. Grew up with tomato soup and grilled cheese. Yeah, baby. Exactly. So now, instead of make that fresh, make it with organic, fresh tomatoes from your garden, or, fresh chicken stock that you make at home, and the grilled cheese, try and do that with organic, maybe fresh baked bread or a sourdough bread, and, cheeses that come from a local farm. Do you see what I'm saying? And then you look at, what are your food sensitivities? What is your blood type? Now we look at food combining. Then we look at a Eastern philosophy of expansive and contractive. How do you balance that food so that your body works? That book is coming out. I'm just so afraid to publish it and I miss something that I read it over and over. It's trademarked now, it's copyrighted, and then I just make changes. I can't let it go. I'm so freaked out because it's gonna be so good. I really believe, Stan, I see it, that this book is gonna be the way that people eat. And I'll tell you why. No person, not one person on this planet reacts to or feels the same when they eat any food. Doesn't matter whether it's a tomato, an apple, a lemon, a steak, a elk, a beef, it doesn't matter. Every single person reacts differently to every single food. I could make the same plate of food and one person gets sick, one person's like, this is disgusting, I'm never gonna eat it. Oh my God, it's the best food I ever ate. And it has nothing to do with anything. We can say we knew you first, Cassie. You guys are it. But ravioli stuffed bell peppers, there you go. I love it. Where's the meat? You guys are so great. But you see, that's the point I'm making. So I'm 40 now and I used to drink milk every day. Now it makes my gut turn. I still drink it, haha, because I love it. Stan, funny that you bring that up. So in 1983, I told you the first part of that story, and then I moved out to out to all the way out east on Long Island to Ronkonkoma. I took a train into the city. It was a diesel train, 3 hours, which had a bar car, by the way. Was not helpful for me. But I had started to listen to and read every book Gary Knoll ever wrote. At the time he was like an AM radio guru. It was like Howard Stern all morning, and then if you lived in New York, it was Howard Stern all morning. Then I would switch radio stations to BAI, and I would listen to Gary Knoll at noon every single day for like, I don't even know, 12 years. But he wrote a book, and he talked about the milk industry and how we were the only species that drank another species' milk, and milk was just for, a baby, of that specific species. All of it made sense, and I gave up milk. It was the only thing I gave up. I wasn't fat, I wasn't skinny, I was just regular. I lost 12 pounds in 3 months of never drinking milk, and I have never drank milk ever again. It just, when I read that, it clicked for me, and I just never drank it again. Now, do I cook with milk? Absolutely. Do I put it sometimes in my mashed potatoes? Yes. But it is, I use plant-based milks for my cereal. Sorry guys, my nose is so itchy, and I really totally believe it's the EMFs from this thing. So I get it, totally get it. All right, so let's talk about, we're only on page 9, and we've been rocking and rolling for like, I don't even know how long. We've been on an hour. This class takes forever, and I love it because it's such good information, All right. I made a chef's note here in this packet. You ready? Supporting the nervous system does not mean telling someone their symptoms are caused by stress. It means recognizing that digestion and the nervous system are biologically connected. Digestion and the nervous system are biologically connected. I can't see the pin. The pin is not showing up. Oh, there it is. Did I tell I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's 2 weeks ago? Oh my God. When are we gonna sit down? Come on, let me help. Hashimoto's. Remember, get yourself some naltrexone. Work up to 4 milligrams a day at night. I take it at night, and then two. You can't eat gluten. Gluten's out. None. But I think you are already gluten-free, right? All right, meet the FODMAP families. Fructans, galacto-oligosaccharides, lactose, excess fructose, and polyols, mainly sorbitol and mannitol, magnesium probiotics. What's not to love about magnesium and probiotics? Now, tolerance is highly individual. One person may handle lactose fine, but react to fructans. Another may tolerate wheat, but react to high fructose fruits. You don't know. Oh yeah, Lauren. We gotta get you straight. I'm ready to take it on. Let's go. With your science and my food backgrounds, we could get you up and running. I really believe that. Hi, Renee. Healthy gut equals healthy digestion, so you can't take what you need. You can take what you need. The body needs certain vitamins to get rid of symptoms like anxiety. Yes, for sure. Oh, you're saying magnesium and probiotics help. For sure, all of that helps. Sometimes a walk outside in sunshine. Sometimes your vitamin D levels are low, Stan, too, right? So all of those things make a huge difference to your body and how you feel. So keep those things in mind, too. All right, fructans. Let's talk about them. They're chains of fructose molecules, and they are found in, hold on to your chairs, garlic and onion, wheat, rye, inulin, and chicory root. Those that we don't care about, right? Because very few people are going to the store looking for chicory. And certain legumes and vegetables. Garlic and onions show up in an enormous number of prepared foods, including broths, soups, marinades, salad dressing, pasta, sausages, deli meats. Now, let me show you something. We did this once before, a while ago, but I want to do it again for you because it really makes a lot of sense to do. If you are a garlic maniac and you can't live without the garlic, I want to show you what you can do. The only way that you can actually have, the only way that actually works to have your, hold on. Oh, hi buddy. I'm gonna show you, I wanna show you how you can make a little garlic infused oil. Oh no. My D and B12 are dangerously low, but I take both. I just don't absorb them. So you have to be outside in the sun. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna take some oil. My bottle is holding up my phone, so I'm gonna use it out of here. And I wanna just show you how you make a little garlic oil here you go. We're gonna warm this. We're not boiling it. We're not bringing it up to fry. We're just gonna warm it. I can't. I take HCQ for lupus. I will blister. Oh, you know that has a pore spout, right? Yes. All right, so I'm gonna just put this on low. I just wanna warm this oil. Then I'm gonna take some garlic. My garlic's a little tighter, but we're gonna use it just for the practice of showing you how to do this. Now remember, you're not heating the oil, you're just warming it. You want it warm. Even if you get it to like 110 degrees, that's all you need. I'm gonna take the little root part off. And this is a great way to get your oil, to still get your garlic without it actually affecting you. For my garlic lovers out there that need to be on FODMAP, we're gonna just cut it a little bit. It's gonna release it. You could put 1 or 2 cloves in here and that's all you need. You're making biscuits and gravy? That sounds pretty good. What the heck is that noise? What? Alarm clock. Strange noise. All right. I'm just gonna slice this. And the oil's warm enough. I just need it to be warm because once we put it in the oil, that's it, just warm. So now I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna pour it in here. Can you guys see what I'm up to? Yes. Now I'm gonna let this sit for like an hour. That's it. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let this sit for an hour. That's it. That's not a nice alarm clock. Someone said they don't like your alarm clock.
Gets you up.
It gets you up. All right, I'm gonna just cut this last one and I'm gonna put this in. Now this is gonna sit for about an hour. Then I'm gonna take the interesting, Stan, that you're talking about that because that is on our list for next month for September. I 110% believe that theory. There is no question in my mind that that is correct information. You found your people. Most of them are over in the TT space, but you found your people. All right, so here you go. So remember, so Saturday mornings at 10, I'm on here doing kitchen hacks. Monday nights at 7:30, we do chef's table, and then everything in between. I'm either at my work in my commercial kitchen, we're doing catering gigs. Next Monday, we are not having a chef's table class. I will be live from a catering gig all day, from like 10 to 7. Most of the day I'll be on. So if you're around and you want to come see what we're up to, a lot of people like that. 300 comments, Casey Ann, rock and roll. What to eat? Hi, Asma, welcome. All right, I love this. I love seeing everybody today. This is a pretty good topic, I think. I think it's really helpful for people to understand. So, okay, so this is gonna be garlic infused olive oil. And what's good about this is if you, like, I can't live without garlic. I love it, I cook with it all the time. But if you can't, that's one of the things you have to take away when you are trying to figure out the FODMAP thing. It's not forever, it's just till you kind of get a handle on your gut. So the way that you can get around that with your garlic is doing it this way. You're gonna let it sit for an hour, you're gonna strain it, and then I would put this in a mason jar and let it sit in the fridge. Don't leave it out on a counter, okay? And then as you need it, because it's gonna get cloudy and hard, just scoop it with a spoon. It's still soft, but not liquid. And if you scoop it with a spoon, excuse me, excuse me. Whew. Lots of nose issues today. You'll see, it works really well, okay? Now, let's talk about galacto-oligosaccharides, GOS, common in beans, chickpeas, lentils, cashews, pistachios, legumes, are nutritionally valuable. They provide plant protein, fiber, iron, folate, magnesium, potassium, complex carbs, compounds that nourish your gut bacteria. These don't work, but you can try it. Gut bacteria. We don't want you thinking beans are bad for you. Preparation matters. Draining and rinsing canned beans, chickpeas, lentils can help some people tolerate them more comfortably. Lactose is the natural sugar in milk. Your body uses an enzyme called lactase to break it down. If you produce less lactase than you need, extra lactose. But keep in mind, right? Lactase is not coming out with any other digestive enzymes. So if you're eating dairy with other foods, like, you know, you're eating a burger and a milkshake, you can't digest that. No, I washed my hands, dude. Come on. Hello, dog. Hey, Ron, come grab these little puppies, please. All right. So if you produce less lactase than you need, extra lactose keep traveling through your gut, and it becomes available for fermentation, right? It causes bloating, gas, cramping, diarrhea. So low FODMAP doesn't automatically mean dairy-free, but many options work well, right? A lactose-free milk, yogurt and kefir, aged cheeses, Parmesan, Swiss cheese. You can also, this company that we were looking at before, Enzymatica, also has a lactase enzyme. So you can buy like one that breaks down dairy. It will be helpful. If you can't possibly give something up, so that's why I like Eden beans, Lauren. Those Eden beans make such a difference. Because Eden beans are all cooked with kombu. So if you love beans and you want to eat them, and you're working on a low FODMAP, first you gotta take it all out first. You have to. And as you put stuff back in, you can buy Eden beans. They're the most expensive, but they are the best in the market in terms of canned beans. And if you're making your own beans, always, always cook them with a piece of kombu. It's seaweed. It's fabulous. It makes a huge difference. These beans are like three something a can, but they're non-GMO, gluten-free, BPA, BPS, phthalate-free lining. They're made in Michigan. My Michiganders, cherries and beans, you guys got it going on. So I still don't understand the removal of lactose. When did our stomachs become wussies? I think it's because of generations of over-processed foods. And I also think that dairy is not, it's not a food that our bodies were made to eat, right? It's kind of a 4.75 in Michigan. I don't know how to put that without like getting, I don't want to throw down, but I feel like, and I'm a dairy lover. I love cheeses. I love it all. But if I was to say there's so many foods that are not healthy for us, but if there was something that I would say my body should not be eating, it would always be dairy, hands down. And I don't want to give it up because it tastes so freaking good. Gary Null said something once and I really understood it. I used to go see him speak, and you know I'm a New Yorker, so I could see him. He was a New Yorker, and I was part of his power walking club, and we used to power walk in around Central Park. I mean, this is going back 30 years, and he said something once, and it really made sense to me. He said, "Are you really tasting your food? Because if you really sat with your food in your mouth and chewed it and chewed it and chewed it and closed your eyes and really tasted the flavor of that food, would you actually eat it?" And once in a while, when my brain is working clearly, and I don't really, there's very little processed food I eat anymore, but it was very interesting because when you work with that theory and you actually, today, I want you to take whatever food you're eating and actually chew it and taste it. Because think about it, when you first put something in your mouth, you feel the texture, right? So the first impression of food is you see it. The next impression of the food is you smell it. And then very next, you are feeling it. You taste the texture. Is it soft? Is it creamy? Is it crunchy? Is it prickly? You know what I mean? Love dairy, but humans are not made to eat, drink, or again, I love my cheese. Exactly, I'm right with you, Jesse. That's exactly what I said. Hello, can you give me advice that would change my life? Please don't mind my username. Yes, I would. Fran, what's going on? I was skulking you last night watching your DJ stuff working. While I was working, I was vibing. I was a skulker last night. I was skulking around. You know what it is? If I go into a live and I get sucked in, and then I get no work done. So sometimes I'll just sit outside and listen. Sorry. Next time I'll come in and say hi. All right, don't understand why removal of lactose. Okay, so I think that's what it would be, Stan. It's just over time, food is so processed, so over processed that, you know, our guts are just like screaming, stop it, you know, we need to change it. All right, where was I? Okay, so complex carbs, blah, 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 lactose, aged cheese, excessive fructose. Was I telling a story and I forgot what I was telling? Does anybody remember? Where am I? Where am I? Who am I? Does anybody remember where I'm at, or we're just overloaded with info? Textures, thank you. Gary, no, thank you. So actually taste the food. And sometimes you're gonna realize that the food tastes like shit. And if you actually focused in on it, you're just eating it to eat it, and it's not really that good. And when he said that, I was like, gee, that makes an awful lot of sense. Good morning, Mark. Nice to see you. We are talking FODMAP today, and it has been a great conversation. Has it been a great conversation? I think it's been a great conversation. All right, let's see. Let's get some. If you guys are interested in getting this packet so that you can read it after class, it's in our recipe and resources vault. It's 57 pages. It comes with like handouts too. I like those like refrigerator papers. I have hidden FODMAP labeling and how to read it. I have in here swaps. Where's my swap guide? This is flavor and satisfaction through every phase of the FODMAP. So it's like, oh, what can you add in if you're taking something out? How can you make it work? That's a fun one. And then there's a swap one in here also, which is great. The ultimate food FODMAP grocery guide. So for fruits, right? Green light, yellow light, red light. So what I did is you have this set up so you have it set up so that you can, it helps you at a glance, green, white, and yellow, to know what to choose when you're first starting out with FODMAP. It's very helpful. Like green light, fruits and vegetables, you have bananas, strawberries, orange, kiwi, pineapple, grapes, onions, papaya, melon, papaya, raspberry, mandarin, lime, and lemon. And then you have a yellow light. And then you have the red light, like don't eat apples, pears, watermelon, dried fruit, canned fruit and juice, fruit juices, mango. So you can go through it. I might have to make this a little bigger, but these are in here too. So they're very helpful and they can go on your refrigerator. But this is a great, it's already obviously in the recipe and resource vault. Polyols. These are sugar alcohols. Thank you, June. These are sorbitol, malitol, anything with that OL, ITOL. You want to avoid those like the plague. They are not healthy for you. They are gut disruptors. They don't feel good. Just avoid them for now. Certain fruits and vegetables have it. Actually, mushrooms and avocados also, which is really sad. Manufactured versions also show up in sugar-free gum and candy, low sugar desserts, protein bars, some protein powders. Now, this is what I always say. If you want cookies, if you want baked goods, if you want sweets, don't recommend them for the low FODMAP, but bake it yourself. Find a cookie recipe you love and just bake it yourself. It doesn't take long. It'll take you half an hour and you get the cookie you want. Yes, the polyols you're talking about. Pull water into the gut. Is that what you're saying? Well, all of these short chain carbohydrates pull water into the gut, yes? Yes, okay, good. All right, We made our garlic oil. So we're gonna just sit this over here till it's ready. Very simple. You see that warmth is, no. Oh no, polyols don't. I thought, no, just sugar alcohols. All right, I believe you. So, all right, so now let's talk about understanding picture digestion. So I'm gonna pass on this because that's an overload for you guys. You can read that. So actually, this is a good point. So if you are doing low FODMAP, right, and you are preparing a meal, what you wanna do, Renee, I got your dark coffee right here. What I would offer to you is, if you're going to do this, right, you want to not stack. So meaning, if you're going to eat mushrooms, don't add garlic to them and then add it to like a bean dish. Choose one. Choose one. Make sure when you look at your list that you're only doing one of those things at a meal, because that's where the overload happens, right? All right, super tired. You guys are funny. I love our chat. It's like we've been like, I feel like we're like, you know, every time we meet, we're like high school kids in the school cafeteria at lunchtime, and nobody's watching us. And we could just be crazy and fun. Sugar makes you thirsty. Well, that's tied to the pancreas, right? Lauren, sugar makes you thirsty, right? If you're a diabetic, if you have blood sugar issues, the worst thing you could do is drink water when you're thirsty like that, because you're watering down your insulin production even more. Is that correct, or am I crazy? I always get nervous. Long term, maybe. My mushroom coffee. And your kidneys aren't working. Lauren, can you adjust that for me? I don't want to say something that's incorrect. I love Lauren. She's so great. Lauren, better to be super than not. That's a funny. All right, we must be getting we're getting a big, she's got to be typing right now. All right, FODMAP's not the enemy. So that's what I would say, right? Watch the stacking. Get to know what your FODMAPs are and know those foods, and you'll have all the lists in here, and they're going to be very helpful. Chronic high glucose leads to lack of circulation to the kidneys. But what is that situation where, what Stan was saying on YT, he's saying, you know, when you have high sugar that you become thirsty. And I said, I think that has something to do with the production of insulin out of the pancreas. And if you drink a lot of water when you're thirsty, like your kidneys aren't working. Okay, so wait, I think I got it. The circulation of your kidneys, right? It's not working correctly. So they need water to flush, but that also then waters down the production of sugar from the insulin from the pancreas, right? So it's like a double-edged sword. Am I correct in that? I have been a vegetarian for many, many years. Vegetables and grains, fruits, nuts are the best diet a person can want. Not very exciting, but very, very healthy, Dr. Mark. But Dr. Mark, would you agree that if you are a blood type O, or, you know, one of the other blood types that actually needs meat to feel good and productive, like, I mean, I really think that the blood type diet is very important to follow. Your body's trying to flush out the sugars, yes. And your body wants to push out sugar. You get thirsty because you are constantly peeing. Got it. All right, so we figured that out. who benefits from the FODMAP approach, the low FODMAP approach? Any person, people with IBS, irritable bowel, SIBO, any kind of gut. If you're trying to figure out your gut, this is a great way to do it because you're gonna know right away what foods are triggers and you can start to like play the game a little bit. Okay, I can eat mushrooms, but if I eat mushrooms with other low FODMAP foods, I'm going to have to. The body is so amazing. Along with sugar goes potassium, sodium, and thirst. Got it. So when you're doing, when you are cooking, you want to remember like, okay, if I want lentils, I'm not gonna cook them with garlic. I'm not gonna add avocados or, you know, all those foods that are gonna stress out your body even more. You're gonna know what your limit is. Maybe you could do 2 low FODMAPs together and nothing else. Everything else has to be whatever else is available, whether it's, I don't know, asparagus or greens or whatever that food is. And it's really gonna require a personal attention. There's not gonna be, as I always say, there's not gonna be one no garlic stand, not when you're doing low FODMAP. If you're trying to repair your gut using the low FODMAP, you have to take garlic out beginning of time. But it's just temporary, and that's why I was showing you guys how to make the garlic infused oil, because once you do this, you can get that garlic flavor without having the fructans that are messing with your gut. Now, if you find that if you take this out, and then you've had it out for a while, do I have to repeat that, Dr. Mark? I cannot stand mushroom soup. Electrolytes too. Oh my God, you guys are freaking awesome today. Look, that's it. That's our goal right there. Let's see what we can do. I'm gonna check. Hold on. Oh, we got it. Wingo, you should try not to eat it then. I like certain mushrooms. I like creminis. Dr. Mark is saying they're glorified cow poop. It's kind of true. You are growing in yuck. So I get it. You're right. Can't argue with that. Okay, who may benefit? Those are my services. If you want to check out what we do, the LINK and the BIO takes you to my stand store. It has all the recipes and resources. It's got all our kitchen pharmacy classes, close to, I think we're at or over 600 recipes. We have the kitchen hacks classes, there's freebies, there's a free download. All the things, do all the things. All the things are gonna get us there today. Ooh, we just have that to go. Thanks for the repost, Renee. Thank you. All right, abdominal pain and bloating, gas, diarrhea, constipation, urgency, changes in the stool consistency, bowel frequency, a feeling of incomplete evacuation. For some people with IBS, reducing FODMAPs intake for a limited time can reduce symptoms enough to make reintroduction useful. I also think, and I am a big promotion of this, more mushrooms are the best. We got a mushroom war going on in the other room. Listen, like I say every single time, not everybody reacts the same way to any food. Every person is completely and totally different. A low FODMAP diet should not be automatic first response to every digestive complaint. Many other conditions overlap with IBS symptoms, including celiac, inflammatory bowel disease, IBS, lactose intolerance. Good morning. Good morning, Latana. gastrointestinal infections, small intestine bacteria growth, that's SIBO, bile acid disorders. If you're not able to, please keep tapping. Yes, thank you. Pelvic floor dysfunction, endometriosis, medical side effects. So you got all the things. All right, let's go. I want you to look at every branch of healing. Let's do this pretty quickly. So for functional medicine starts with a different question than a typical gastro, right? They say, what medications treat this symptom? It asks, what is upstream of this symptom and how many symptoms are involved? So meaning, when you look at functional medicine, naturopathic medicine, supporting the body's own capacity to heal, and that's kind of where I fit. It's my favorite. I fit in the functional, naturopathic, TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. I like to look at what are the symptoms? Let's find out what the actual cause is, and then let's see what we can heal with food, food and herbs, then go to supplements, and then look at pills. Because when you do it that way, now, pills are great because mowing the lawn, yes, someone's mowing the lawn. Well, they're blowing the dirt. When you look at the body, right, and when something's going wrong, you want to say to yourself, Dr. Mark, I totally 100% agree with you wholeheartedly. There's nothing that you're saying that I would sit here and say no or yes. However, for me, I'm the organic food movement to me is organic first over everything. And then each person has to make the decision for their body, what works the best. And my dad, my brother, my uncles may have picked them in the wild in Iowa. That's cool too. Yeah. Wild mushrooms, if you're a forager, that's kind of cool too. I think what Dr. Mark is saying, those commercially grown. Yeah, I that's the difference, but you can't go into the woods and pick mushrooms if you don't know what you're looking at. You can also grow your own mushrooms, right? You can grow your own. You can get those cultures and start them, and that's kind of cool too. All right, so for me, I want to find out what's the cause. Then I want to start with food. I want to move to herbs. I want to move to supplements, and at the very least, now, caveat being, if you're in severe acute distress, then medicine, pharmaceuticals are a good place to begin the journey just because you need a little bit of relief, but I wouldn't stay there. It's like when you have acid reflux and all you're doing is taking Zantac or Prevacid or any of those crazy hardcore things that are all they're doing is taking away good and bad acid in your body, and that's not a way to live. To me, I'm looking at low acidic foods, ruling out what your food sensitivities are, taking aloe every day. Those are the things that are going to heal your body rather than suppress symptoms. I'm not looking for suppression, I'm looking for healing. And that's the big difference between functional naturopathic medicine and conventional allopathic. And it's a very, very, very big difference, because for me, allopathic wants to keep you sick because how are they going to stay in business? And functional and naturopathic medicine wants to heal. All right. Bloating, loose steel, fatigue, TCM, very interesting spleen and stomach. When the spleen and stomach function is described as weak, That's when a person is bloating, fatigue, poor appetite. Now, I recently brought someone to the DO that I go to. He does pain, kinesiology, acupuncture. The modalities this doctor works with are unbelievable. And the person I was with is having very serious stomach distress. He did a homeopathic acupuncture points in the stomach, where in the acupuncture, he put within the acupuncture point, he added a homeopathic remedy, PPIs, yeah. But, I don't want to say but because I don't want to take away from what you're saying, Stan, but to me, right, like, so if you can remove the alcohol and up your healing, like taking aloe, which heals the digestive tract, maybe drinking bone broth, which is going to, help the mucus in your gut lining kind of heal, those things might give you some relief. Just saying. So, wait, where was I? I was somewhere. Oh, and her gut issues have sort of quieted down tremendously, so that now she's able to be a little calmer and not as reactive. Within 3 days, her gut shifted. Can't tell you how, why. It was pretty impressive. So you're gonna have herbal, mind, body. So what you're looking for is, okay, now, I have a little bit of time, so we're gonna go over this. So how do you begin the investigation into your gut to figure out what's going on? Acid reflux for quite a while. Went to a doctor. Oh, can't believe it. Can't believe in acupuncture for stomach acid. I know. Crazy, right? Uh-oh. Somebody took away that whatever you wrote, either you deleted it or the app deleted it because I can't read it and it looked really good. I was there in the room and saw the progression of healing happen. Can't tell you how. It was a homeopathic, using the acupuncture point for the stomach and spleen that went in. I don't want to say all the words because I don't want to get in trouble, but I was amazed. 3 days later, I experienced acid reflux, so I went to a doctor and I took their medicine, very little relief. Then I started to drink a half gallon of water every day, made all the difference. Mark, I'd also offer to you, aloe, to me. Aloe and bone broth are, aloe's going to heal the digestive tract, the esophagus and digestive tract going down. There's evidence, scientific evidence, clinical evidence that aloe will heal ulcers. I'm not going to say no. George's aloe. If you're experiencing reflux or anything like that, George's aloe is unbelievable. I love it. It's always in our house. But I don't have reflux like that, so. But I am very careful about food combining. It's very interesting. And I don't know if it naturally happens, but as you get older, for me, for sure, it happened this way. As I've gotten older, all I want to do is eat foods that are going to make me feel okay. I don't want to feel sick. I don't want my joints to hurt. Thanks to you. Snickers, doesn't it help? Aloe drinks are delicious. Yeah, they really help. In the recipes and resources, there's a whole kitchen pharmacy on aloe for skin, digestion. There's recipes in there for drinks. I have to tell you guys, if you do nothing else, that it's $5 a month to be in that recipes, and supposedly I can drink it also. Found bentonite clay. Yes, they say that alcohol is a killer, alcohol is poison, for sure. Bentonite clay. Yeah, that's good. I don't think you can use, I would have to do a little more research before I speak too much, but I wouldn't use that every day or all the time. But in acute, it's good. It's like taking charcoal. Charcoal is going to neutralize stuff fast. Every single day. And did you change the foods that affect you? What is food combining? We can talk about that again. Have you kind of shifted the foods that affect you, or you keep eating them and then drinking it? Because if you change or limit the amount of foods that were actually affecting you, what will happen over time is that aloe will heal that, all that inflammation in your esophagus and is eventually in your gut. And don't underestimate the power of homemade bone broth. Change your diet too. Yeah, it makes such a difference, right? All right, I'm getting my sweater. I'm a little chilly again. It was 57 degrees last night in New York. 57, can you believe that? I was shocked. Wait, hold on, okay. There we go. I was like, oh my God, it feels like cool mountain air tonight in New York. I got a burst of fall, and leaves are falling off our trees. Used to love my own homemade red wine every year. We made barrels, but I stopped. Yeah. I mean, as you get older, it is very hard to drink alcohol. I'll drink Prosecco once in a while, but we should do the effects of alcohol on the body. I have a registered dietitian that is a client in our store, and I gotta revisit that and ask her to come on here. She talks about alcohol. I swear, it is the scariest thing. Mark, maybe you can answer how bentonite clay works. I don't know enough to, it sort of neutralizes, but it's a binder too, I believe. I'm not sure about that. I would want to do a little research before I spoke. Yes, I did the aloe effect in bone broth. It's very, very good as well. You are correct. Veal bones, marrow. Oh, you did the veal? Yeah. I like to get like the grass finished beef marrow bones. It's a binder. Okay. Yeah, it's a binder, so you don't want to use that all the time. But it's not in acute things, it works really well. All right, beginning the investigation, right? What you're gonna do is reduce all the foods higher in specific FODMAPs. Especially what's really good is you make a list. I'm not good at this, I have to tell you. So do as I say, not as I do. Get a notebook, write down every food you eat. Every ingredient. If it's too annoying, take photographs. If you're buying a lot of food or you're eating processed food, take a picture of the ingredient list. Keep a rolling list of the foods you're eating. And it's really good to track symptoms, timing of the symptoms. It's very important. If you are suffering so much from your gut, it is very important to do, because you are going to wake up your body and learn, and it's going to really work. So now you're going to look at that, and now you're going to temporarily reduce everything that's on that specific FODMAP, right? And you're going to replace them with the lower FODMAP. And that's where I gave you the replacement one, right? I'm going to take these out because we're going to use these now. And I'll stay on as long as we get through this, because I think it's just a really good. Now I would give you the picture, but the writing is so small. I might redo this so that it's a 2-page list. But this is going to be your grocery guide. This is going to help you, because on here it's going to be, okay, this is how it works, right? I need dairy alternatives. Here's the green light. This is what I can buy. This is what I can't eat for now, right? And then you're going to be able to swap them out. And then you're going to replace them with the green light foods. So if you love watermelon and you can't eat watermelon, well, you better go over to the green light. Maybe I'll eat kiwi or oranges for now, or bananas or strawberries or blueberries, right? And that's how you IgG, a bad bacteria and extra. Sober from alcohol, they weigh it, shuts down your body. The way it shuts down your body is crazy. Oh God, it's so true. I mean, I was wild when I was young, and around, I want to say 36, I said, I don't feel like doing this anymore. It's too much. I was 36, newly married, and I was like, I'm good. I don't want to do this anymore. And now if I have a glass of Prosecco or wine, we collect alcohol in this house, craft alcohols, we collect them. And my husband and I do not drink them. Neither does my daughter. It's so rare. Once in a while, if we're sitting outside, my husband will have a glass of whiskey. I might have some Prosecco, but I have I don't know. I just lost the whole desire. For some people it's harder. Some people, it just depends on where you are. But I have to tell you, when you stop, even if it's just a little bit that you're doing it, but it's funny. This is what I say to people now. This is going to be stupid, but I can't help it. I'll be like, why can crackheads keep doing all this stuff and never have a problem? And me, it's like every little stupid thing that I eat that's like, not good or unhealthy triggers something in my body. But crackheads can keep just doing the crack, not care. I don't want to get in trouble for saying all that. Stephanie, can I ask what part of upstate New York are you from? In the Adirondack Mountains? That is I think in my prior life I was in the Adirondacks, but I grew up on Long Island and now I live like sort of lower Hudson Valley. A better method is IgG, immunoglobulin, to bind to bad bacteria and extract it. I don't know that method. I think of IgG as the blood test to find out what you're allergic to. Wait, okay, I'm missing this. What are you guys wondering? What am I missing? I forgot. All right, thank you so much. Exactly, LOL. I've wondered that too. Casey, tell me what you're wondering I'm missing. The actual blessing in disguise, right? I don't get it either. So true, Chef. I got it. Crackheads can get pregnant, and then somebody with PCOS has years of praying. I don't understand. Is it that they have a lack of stress because they don't care? I don't know. I mean, I'm being very general and very petty, and I don't mean any disrespect. I have it in my family. I get it, but it just makes me mad. Every year, my neighbor will go down to the shipyards in Weehawken, and we get a truckload of grapes. I love that. Now I'm a water boy. Yeah, I know. It's so, it happens that way, and I don't think it's a bad thing. And I think, yes, there's something to say about, it's crazy how things work. It really is. And it's frustrating, crazy. It's very interesting to me. Food and healing takes on a whole other level, when you go down those rabbit holes. And, for me, like I tell you guys all the time, 90% of the time I'm 100% organic. So I don't worry about what I eat. I'm not going to scare myself anymore, because the stress of thinking you're doing something wrong to your body is as bad as doing something to your body. You know what I mean? So go out to dinner, make good choices, get that piece of fish and get as clean and as fresh as you can. the least amount of ingredients. There is only one restaurant now I've decided I will go to, and if they're not open, I don't go. And we probably go, the last few weeks, my husband and I have been going once a week because it's been busy here, but I don't buy takeout. I'm just not doing it anymore. But if I have to go to somebody's house for dinner, I don't care. I'm so happy I'm not cooking and I get a night off that I enjoy what they feed me. Gonna get some sleep, Liz. This was fun. I'll see you soon. Get some sleep too. Hey, Stan, it was so nice to meet you. Thanks for being here today. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the OFM family. We love new peeps. We love having new peeps. It's so great. All right, so beginning the investigation, right? So you're gonna do all that. And then you're gonna we're looking for meaningful shifts. Fewer episodes of severe bloating, less abdominal pressure, or, that, as my daughter calls it, food baby. Look at my food baby, Mom. I'm like, stop saying that. Reduced pain or cramping, more predictable bowel movements, improved stool consistency, less urgency after meals, fewer symptoms interfering with work, exercise, right? Now, establish your baseline before you change your diet. You don't need to record every gram of food, but a simple journal will do, right? Meals, you have a big food baby. Where can we buy this book? This book that you're reading now, this ebook, is in the recipes and resource vault. It has over 600 recipes. It's $5 a month. It's less than the price of drive-through coffee. It is so wonderful. It is such a good place to get all this information, and you don't have to just scroll on your phone. You can download this to your desktop and read it at leisure. You can print it out. It has got so much information, and now these ebooks, I include all these like refrigerator things. I can put my information in, and as I write it, I'm gonna just tell you, thank God for AI, because I can write my ebooks and then put the information that I want on my flyer, and I do Canva and stuff, and you can take this and paste it right on your fridge. I control the information. And it's you go to the LINK of the BIO and you will be there. Food baby. But these are great, right? This is a way, I have in here flavor, how you make your flavors. If you have and you're removing your low FODMAP, you're gonna have how to plan your meals. So it makes it very easy for you. And you have a swap, how to shop. It makes it so easy to do. And then I also gave you hidden food labels. So you can look at this and go, okay, snacks and processed foods, right? They're gonna have inulin, chicory, honey, sugar, alcohol, or wheat. So it's like, you don't want that. You have a decoding of tricky terms, natural flavor, spices, hydrolyzed vegetable protein, malt flavoring, modified food starch. Eat real food and you won't have to worry about words we can't pronounce. There's plenty of recipes. You watch me every week. For 2 years, you've watched me make delicious food quickly. It's not because I'm a chef. It's because I show you the different tricks and hacks to get that food made so that you don't have to be in the kitchen all night stressing yourself. And for my visual learners, if you show up here during cooking classes, you're gonna see the recipes live. Then you just download the recipes and you have how to do it. Sorry, I've gotta itch my nose, can't help it. Sorry if it grosses you out. My nose is itchy. I think it's the EMFs from the phone. I'm out of my mind, but I can't help it. I'm gonna get one of those EMF protector chains on me and see if it makes a difference. Because it's driving me bananas. Ooh, sorry guys. Okay, oh, wait, I missed it. The recipe vault's $5 a month, yeah? If you're buying coffee out, there's no excuse. That's how I think of it. There's no excuse. And then you can download these. I do compliment and acknowledge you put a lot of effort into your presentation and information. Thank you. Appreciate that. Listen, I have been studying a very long time, and I did not realize, Dr. Mark, even working in I work in a health food store. I've been there for 22 years. I'm going into my 23rd year this September. And I didn't realize, I have been working in a bubble, right? I see people at the end stage when they have given up and they realize, uh-oh, please help me. And we're like, where have you been all this time? Not to feel guilty, but it's like, now you're asking us to help you and guide you, you know, as a desperate effort. And I was like, when I got on here, it's like, I am not letting that happen. I want people to see that what you can eat, delicious, yummy food that you make yourself with enough time to still spend with your family, not be in the kitchen forever, and actually enjoy what you eat and make, you know? Thanks, Dr. Mark. It was so nice. We'll see you again. Kitchen Hacks this Saturday, 10 a.m. What are we doing this week? Oh, it's Kitchen Confidence Boot Camp. Woo! It's going to be a new series during Hacks, every last class of the month. So, all right, so you have all of these things that you can hang on your fridge. There's 4 of them in here, and they will really help you, guide you. You have hidden FODMAP label reading. You have meal planning strategies. You have flavors, and you have swaps. So if you are really struggling to figure out your gut, right here. And I think there's an ebook. Yes, there's an ebook, Beat the Bloat. There's an ebook called Beat the Bloat in that LINK in the BIO. I don't remember how much it is, but it's also a giant ebook that you can read through that gives you actual diets. A sexton. What are selenite stones and what do they do? Oh, is that to like get rid of the EMFs running around? I've heard that. Is that what you're talking about? Yes, yes. These all come in the. You will find these all in the recipe. So when you go to the recipe vault, and resource vault, you will find things. Let me see if I can find the first page 1. You will find you'll go in there and you will find all of these. So there's like the recipes are one area of the recipe vault, and then it's part of the Stand Store. It's the link in the bio. Just click that. It'll take you right there. And the first thing says recipes and resources. That's the $5 a month. And it is huge. And you can dig through it. And you can download these things onto a desktop, and you can read them. And you can find the papers throughout this ebook. Oh, I just locked this up here. Hold on. And you will, okay, here we go. And you will, and you can peruse through it. There's tons of these. There is every autoimmune disease. There is heart issues. It's a pretty big resource. It is a really big resource. And I'm in the process of getting them so that when you click on a recipe category, like you'll see Italian night, Greek night, I'm in the process of writing all the recipes that are in that actual thing rather than having to open it, download it, and then dig through. It's taking me some time, but I'm getting there. It'll be done before, I don't know when, but it'll be done. Yeah. Okay. So, let me see. Where did I leave off? Hold, please. Okay, here we go. So that's how you start, right? Then you're going to look at establish your baseline. Then replace rather than remove. So meaning wheat pasta, go to rice, quinoa, potatoes, polenta, rice noodles, or a low-fat FODMAP pasta. Higher lactose dairy, go down to lactose-free or yogurt, aged cheddar, Parmesan, Swiss. You see what I'm saying? And that's going to show you that in here. It's on page 23. It's going to show you how to, what your changes are. And that's also here too in your red light, green light. So this, I make it very easy for you. It's going to take you, an hour to plan and sort of go through it. And then you'll be able to get your stuff together. And I believe I have some recipes in here too. And then here, start with the plate. Now I show you how to do your plate, right? Your plate is, start with protein, organic eggs, wild fish and seafood, chicken, turkey, grass-finished beef, organic, lamb or pork. If you're gonna do lamb or pork, try and find your local farm and see what they're doing. Firm tofu or tempeh, lactose-free Greek yogurt, Coco June yogurt. That's a coconut-based yogurt. And they have a high protein one that is very, very good. Add a nourishing carbohydrate. Rice, quinoa, oats, potatoes and polenta, buckwheat, millet, right? Add color from tolerated vegetables. Carrot, zucchini, eggplant, bell peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, spinach, arugula, bok choy, green beans. You get it, right? Then finish with healthy fats. Extra virgin olive oil with lemon, garlic infused oil, right here, what we did today. Lime with cilantro or ginger with scallions or greens. Then you're gonna portion stack. If symptoms continue despite choosing appropriate foods, check your portion size. Eat smaller meals. How many FODMAPs did you put too much of the FODMAPs in? Did garlic get in or onion get in? Get to know that. Let's see. Garlic, onion, garlic powder, onion powder, barbecue sauce. These are all low FODMAPs. Honey, high fructose corn syrup, sorbitol, maltitol. These are the red lights. All I eat are cashews and pistachios, and they're 1 and 2 on the nuts. I didn't know that. Milk, ice cream, soft cheeses, not good. They're my favorites. Not milk, but like ricotta cheese, goat cheese, feta cheese. Uh-oh. Wheat bread, rye bread, farro, wheat pasta, no-goes. Chickpeas and beans in large amounts. We're talking, if you're eating a cup of black beans or a cup of chickpeas, probably not good. But if you do a 1/4 cup of chickpeas and some vegetables that fit the protocol, like bell peppers, carrots, zucchini, cucumber, spinach, kale, now see how you're balancing your foods? That's what makes the difference. Then you're gonna go to and that's how you're stacking, right? That's what they mean by stacking and fiber this is the elimination phase. Don't accidentally remove too much, right? Depending on your tolerance, fiber can still come from oats, quinoa, chia, kiwi and berries. Just go slow. Don't remember my all or nothing people. That's the last thing you want to be doing, all or nothing, right? You don't want to sit here and say all or nothing. You want to go slow. Your gut is sensitive enough. You don't want to now say, uh-oh, I'm just gonna do everything all at once starting tomorrow. I'm not eating anything. Your gut's gonna be like, ah. Go slow. Make a list of all the foods that you eat on a regular basis. You know what you're eating on a regular basis, right? You know. So don't think about it as, I don't know what I ate yesterday. Okay, so keep a little journal. And you can write, I ate slice of pizza. I got Chinese food. I made pasta and meatballs. I made taco night. You don't have to write, 1 cup of this. You don't have to do all that. Just know the ingredients that you're eating and start to Wait, what? It'll be, you'll see the difference right away. Ooh, before we leave today, we have just these couple of tiny little goals left to get. Did we get to 100,000? No. Uh-oh. Keep tapping and sharing and doing all the things. All right, now, beyond the food list, large amounts of caffeine, alcohol, carbonated beverages, very high fat, very large meals, very spicy meals, sugar, alcohols. Keep in mind, right? Pay attention. Not every trigger is FODMAP, but some people with IBS also react to those kinds of things. Read the back of packages, not the front. The front is advertising. The back is... I love you, Kimberly. Thank you so much. I love you anyway. Hey, Mark. Good morning. Thank you, my friend. I'm in trouble. June, you got this, sis. I got you. I got you. You have the direct pipeline to Mama Chef. All right. Read the back of the packages, broth, stocks, marinades, all those things. And remember, there's so many things that you can make yourself now that you have a giant resource behind you now, besides me. All of my brain is in that recipes and resources. All of my brain is there for you to take and use to heal. So don't underestimate the power of that. Every one of our replays are on YT. If you need to see the visual, you can go through and find it. Right? We have everything. Everything. You can do it. That's what we say in our kitchen. You can do it. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock, I'm going to be coming live for a couple of hours. We're grilling. We're having a party. Big Daddy DJ, a friend of mine and client, is going to be DJing at the store. And we're barbecuing and sort of welcoming the kids back to school. There's a big Chirp concert in our town. They call it Chirp. I forget what that means, but it's like a concert series. It's the last one of the season, and we've invited the town to come and party with us. So I'm going to be coming live at 4 o'clock with Big Daddy. So we're going to be dancing, hanging out, I'll have my microphone because I'm going to be running all over the store, partying with the crew. So we're doing fruit smoothies for the kids, sliders. It's going to be fun. We're excited. It's going to be a fun day. So you guys are going to be joining me. Michael and Sebastian want to grill. They said, can we do the grilling? I'm like, yeah. I'm not going to say no to that. Yeah, we're going to have a good time. We're welcoming the kids back to school. All right. What about gluten? Low FODMAP and gluten are not the same thing. Gluten is a protein. FODMAPs are carbohydrates. Wheat is reduced during elimination because of its fructan content, not its gluten content. Got it? If celiac disease is a possibility, get tested before removing gluten. Removing it first can interfere with an accurate diagnosis. I have to put that in there. Don't start 5 gut protocols at once, right? Go slowly. Slow and steady wins the race, right? How do you know whether elimination is working? Excuse me. Is abdominal pain less or frequent? Has bloating improved? Is urgency less frequent? Are bowel movements more predictable? Are you sleeping better? Do I feel more comfortable leaving the house after a meal? All those things. You know when you're not bloated, you're like, oh shit, I feel better. Right? It makes a difference. It makes such a difference. Okay, now, introduction. Why does it matter so much? It's 10:30. I'm going to go till 11. We're halfway through our packet. Can you believe that? Halfway. That's how big this class is. Structured introduction reveals your personal tolerance. So what that means is once you remove everything and you start putting something back one at a time every few days, that's going to show you which FODMAP family causes your symptoms, right? Which are well tolerated, what portion is comfortable, what portion begins to create symptoms, whether symptoms depend on the total meal, whether stress, constipation, or sleep affect your tolerance. So it's very common to feel better during elimination and become afraid to bring foods back, but long-term restriction can gradually narrow your diet and creates other kinds of things, right? Because you need your fiber, your iron, all the micronutrients. So don't be afraid. You know, you're gonna know right away. And then you can just rule out that family of FODMAPs, right? Remember, there's 4 of them. So if you react to one, then you can say, okay, this is the one I really shouldn't eat, and I'm gonna leave it out. Now, over time, as your gut gets stronger, you can try one. Oh, maybe it is the fructans. Maybe that's the one. So you can't eat garlic like that, but now you're satisfied with infusion of olive oil. You're getting the flavor. You don't have to worry about it. And then one day you're out with family and friends and you get garlic on your food and you want to try it, or you decide I want to try this a little bit. Hey, Robin. And you say, okay, I'm going to try it. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, this doesn't feel bad. You get where I'm going, right? So that's really important. So here's the basic reintroduction structure. Choose one FODMAP family, step 1. Don't challenge several families at once. Pick one. Lactose, excessive fructose, grain fructans, vegetable fructans, GOS, sorbitol, or mannitol. And that's where you start. Then you pick a food that mainly represents that family and one you genuinely like back in your life. And that's where you start. And you keep using the lower FODMAP foundation from elimination. Changing several things at once makes results hard, right? So you want to make sure you increase that portion gradually. So say it's the garlic, right? And the fructan family. And you just work with the garlic. If that creates an issue for you over that first round, then you know what? I'm not ready for fructans yet. That's the one. That's my trigger. You guys, you get the 411. You see where it's going to go, right? And then you record what happens. You can record it in your mind if you have a good memory. If you're a journaler, if you journal, then you can go. Then you can do it. How's your stress? How's your sleep? Did you get anxiety? When did you eat it? The symptoms. Keep it simple. Don't be obsessive. Try not to be obsessive, my all or nothings, my obsessive compulsive diary keeping crazies. I know you. You're my people. I get it. I get it. So just do the best you can. There's no right or wrong. There's no, right, Phyllis? You're relating, right? There's no right or wrong here. You're just trying to feel better, that's all. And you don't have to make yourself cuckoo you just have to figure it out slow and sure. Listen, it didn't take you 5 minutes to get where you are, so don't expect your healing to happen in a second. It doesn't work that way. We've been trained to think it works that way because, take a pill, take this pill, get rid of the symptoms, and then you think you're fine, and it's bullshit, right? So the pill doesn't work, or you have more symptoms or issues. So keep that in mind. We know what you're doing to us. We are the warrior team now, the organic food movement. We get it. We're spreading the word. I'm a little cuckoo. Lists and sub-lists. Yeah, I know. All right, so I got you. I'm watching you, Phyllis. I can't see the comment you pinned. Superfan in the kitchen. Hello, my friends. Welcome in. All right, so you guys get it, right? One family at a time. And then you know. When you know, you know. GOS, especially relevant for beans, chickpeas, and lentils. You may find a small portion of canned rinsed lentils works well, even if a large bean portion doesn't. So you might find that if you make your beans and you buy a can with the kombu in it, get this can of beans, my little bean lovers. All you bean lovers, you're gonna have to spend almost $4 on a can of beans or make them yourself. I can't do that. I can't be the crazy. You're gonna blah, blah, blah if you don't do this. It's so stupid. How are people supposed to? I mean, the fear in that for me, even just doing it a little bit like that, my whole body goes, oh, I don't want to do that. It's silly, right? We got one turn on this planet. Let's make it adaptable, gentle, loving. Like, let's figure it out without losing our minds. It's so simple doing it that way. All right. Hi, Arlene. Okay, so what if a challenge causes symptoms? So several factors can influence the result. If symptoms become clearly significant, stop that challenge and return to your baseline, right? Don't immediately conclude you can never eat that food again. A reaction tells you what happened at that portion. So in that context of that day, remember the gut is tied to the brain. You have to take that into consideration when you're looking. This is not an easy thing, but you know, all we have in life is time, right? We have a lot of time on our hands, and if we want to feel good, it really pays to do this work, because once you do this work, you're going to feel better. And even if it takes 6 months, even if it takes a year, you didn't get here in a month. You got here over a long period of time. So be gentle with yourself. You want to look at your results, right? Stress and sleep, constipation, hormonal changes, meal size, other foods eaten that day, environmental, illness, alcohol, medications. You know, there's a lot affecting you. So don't think that way. The goal is the broadest nourishing diet you can comfortably eat. That's the goal. Nourishing diet is the key word. Not how many processed foods can you eat. Not how much takeout can you eat. What is the broadest nourishing diet you can comfortably eat? Simple meals before a big social event, right? So here, the end of this process should not look like a fridge with only 6 foods in it, right? It should be a kitchen full of foods that you understand. Food diversity matters because many FODMAP containing foods also feed your microbiome through prebiotic fibers like garlic, resistant starch, and polyphenols. So you do not want to stay on this diet for long. That could mean a year for you. That could mean 6 months. It could be a long-term thing, or it could be a short-term thing, but know that it will be over quickly in a relative scheme, right? Look how fast a year flies by. When you watch the age of your children, the length of your marriage, you know, think about it that way. It goes fast. Choosing simpler meals before a big social, so you have a wedding and you want to eat. You don't want to have to deal with all of this. Okay, so for 3 days leading up, kind of stay focused on what makes you feel the best. Save the partying and save the all your fun foods, your desserts, your, you know, having your glass of champagne or a glass of wine or a cocktail. Save it for that night. You got a whole week to make sure your gut is nice and strong, and maybe, just maybe, bring some digestive enzymes with you just to support yourself in your healing, right? Avoid several known triggers in the same meal. So if you know and say they have whatever, you know, you got in the Northeast, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but in the Northeast, weddings are gluttony fests, right? There's like, you know, there's like 150 different items during the cocktail hour. Be mindful of what you choose. That's all. Just look at the food. You don't have to stay in the vegetable category, but maybe you pick the fish that they have. Maybe you do the shrimp cocktail or the lobster salad or you know, maybe you decide, okay, today I'm gonna overdo it with pasta or a bean salad. You know what I mean? Pick what you get it. I don't have to explain it. You get what I'm saying. You don't know how to slow down, Robin? I hear you, sis. Rehabbing that knee, huh? You're still on your pogo stick or are you on a cane now? Robin was hopping around on a pogo stick. Baby steps like your grandson. Pri, that's so cute. Okay, asking for sauces on the side, bringing a tolerated snack when you're traveling, you know, like, take care of you. Cane and serious brace. All right. I like those like mechanical braces. I have one of those from when I had my ACL repaired, and I keep it. And like Thanksgiving time, I usually wear it because I'm on my feet 17 hours a day for, let's see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 days. You guys know, you were there last year. All right, bringing a tolerated snack, and then going back to your baseline, right? Eating out. When you're eating out, build meals around plain grilled protein or roasted things. You know, a broiled piece of fish, tolerated vegetables. Just start to understand your food. That's all you do. That's how I eat. That's how I eat out. And I don't have this situation, but I want to choose the cleanest food I possibly can. I only go to one restaurant now. I get their fish. It's the same thing. I get their white fish of the day. I ask for artichokes on. They know me now. Artichokes on it. I get their mashed potatoes because they're real and they taste just like mine, and I love mashed potatoes. And then I get whatever their vegetables are. They always have either broccoli rabe or escarole, my favorite, and then they have either carrots or I don't even know. I think it's usually like carrots, mashed, maybe zucchini, I don't know, like a sauteed veg, and I'm good. And they use olive oil. They don't use seed oils. I just love this restaurant. It's my favorite. Catherine's, love it. All right, so that's what you do. All right, shopping with confidence. I show you the guides. You have them. I gave you, here's your vegetable and produce list. Here's your, so you have it written and then you have a chart. I gave it to you written out the way that I wanted it. And then I put it in this chart. I gave you your pantry condiments, your nuts and seeds, all the things you need. And then I taught you, I worked you through building your own day, right? Every day in this section follows the same type of rhythm. Oop, and here's all your recipes. We never got to one, but that's okay. They're here for you. We have a ginger turmeric rice pudding. Bob's Red Mill makes a brown rice farina that is delicious. Delicious. Hello, Dan. How's it going? It's delicious. So you can use this, or you can do it the way that I have it here. It's a cup of white rice, lactose-free milk, or you can use a plant-based milk, right? Now look at your shopping ingredients. Your nuts, you can use almonds, so use almond milk. You can use walnuts, pecans, macadamia pizza, peanuts, pumpkin, chia, flax. You got the goods. Then you've got a little ginger grated, a little ground turmeric. You put your blueberries, your strawberries, your walnuts, a little maple syrup, and you've got this beautiful cereal to eat. Hey, Adrenaline, there's a lemon, herb, and chicken rice bowl, baked salmon with garlic infused, rice cakes with peanut butter and strawberry. You've got tons. You've got, I think I have in here, let me tell you. You have 2 days of food and recipes for you to go through. And then I gave you in here a baseline symptom journal, a personal food map that you tolerate. You're in there. You got this. This is the best investment. You follow the LINK in the BIO, you go to Stan, and the very first thing in there is your recipes and resource vault. Just click on that. And you can download this, and the best part of this is it just doesn't stay on the app. You can just download it and keep it. That's your resource. It's 59 page ebook, and there's like 30 of them of all different types of, syndromes, diseases, all the things. Less than a price of a cup of coffee. $5. You treat yourself. You're investing in your health. That's how I look at it. All the chef's table recipes, every recipe that I say, I don't want to post it, they're all in there. It's the best investment for you to feel well and eat really good. Organic food. Yippee. All right, any questions? We rocked it today. We got through a whole ebook without cooking. I kind of feel bad, but we could do it. I almost want to make that ginger with you, but I just made that last week. Let me see, is there anything we could do? Maybe we'll do some of these on Saturday with the kitchen hack. Adrenaline, Tyler's working on that, so I will ask him, and as soon as he gets a gift certificate spot for that, I'm gonna do it. You want me to do like a 6 or 12? Can I do a 12-month? Is that easy? I think it's easier if I just do the 12-month. I'll do like a gift code thing. All right, I gotta remember that. Let me write that down. And I'll reach out to you. I'll talk to Tyler today. We need a gift certificate. That'll be great for the holidays, for your cooks. And remember, the salad cookbook's I'm hoping we get it published for the holiday season. That's my goal. But I'm slow. I'm a little slow. Yes, I got you. Gifts for health also. Yes, that is true. You could do t-shirts now too, because they're in the TikTok shop. All of them are in the TikTok shop. And the mug. You can make a whole basket, Adrenaline. I would do a 6 to 12 month. Okay, like a you're talking about like a gift certificate? So, hold on, let me think for a second. So it would be 30 or 60. So we would do like obviously a little bit of a discount. All right, let me talk to Tyler and see, and then we can do like a gift card that we email to somebody. I love that. All right, I got you. I'm gonna make that happen. We'll have it out for September 1. When is September 1? That means I could do it over the weekend, right? Got it. I think I want to do one or the other though, because it's too many things for us to keep track of. We're a little skitsy. All right, we did it. Another successful kitchen pharmacy. Cute gift card with the OFM picture. I know, that's easy because we could send it like, we can send it as an email, because most people do emails now, right? Hey, Dewdrop. Nice to see you. Welcome in. We just had a wonderful. Don't forget, if you haven't dropped your heart me in a while, make sure if it's gray, give it a drop. Thank you for all the love today. I really appreciate it. We have 2 more loves. 2 more blessings to impart on the organic food movement. Don't forget, if you aren't part of our family, click that little arrow down there, or once this goes off, I'll show you. Yes, that would be cute. If someone wants, they can put it and add it to their gift. It was adrenaline. It was such a good class. It was all about FODMAP, but you know, all of our replays are on YT, so you can watch them there. And I think you're part of the recipe vault, so you can download the whole packet. It's 59 pages. And this one has a lot of like refrigerator hangers. There's like 4 or 5 of them. You get your grocery shopping. There's a whole bunch. So there's a hidden FODMAP label. It's like, there's a bunch of them to help you through planning. Yippee! Thank you so much. Thank you, Robin. Appreciate it, sis. All right, my loves. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Thanks for participating. We learned so much. We got this. If you need my help, you know where to find me. I know, it's my favorite too. Well, that and the Hat of Joy. We haven't had the Hat of Joy in a while. I like those both. I can't decide what I like more. The Chef Hat or the Hat of Joy. But either one. Those are my 2 faves. I don't know. I find like being joyful means everything, right? Hi, Felicia. You're very welcome. Robin, did you just tap yourself out? Hey, Kimberly, did you two just tap yourselves out? I think Kimberly was right behind you, tapping you out, tapping herself out too. It's funny because I see you guys are in here, and then it says, "Oh, Robin has joined." It's like, oops, tapped myself out. All right, my loves, thank you for being here today. You know where to find us, the Organic Food Movement. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, we did like 2 hours and 45 minutes today. Thank you guys. Thanks for being here.